I bet. Yo, yo. Okay, so Nathan and I did join the party. Check our private. I didn't do it in our group chat because it's 2 in the morning and I don't want Ender to be like, oh my god, you guys woke me up. So I just left it in our fucking private. So I honestly can't. I don't really remember what I was talking about before my.
You are such a fag.
Yeah, before my Wi-Fi crashed.
What? No, you made a new party. Instead of just joining the one we were already in.
Yeah, no. Although I now see where your confusion is. So, honestly,
Huh?
I'm just thinking, because I want to give him the best tips. One, like I said, potions. He said it depends. I don't really think so. If you get an Iron Skin potion, that's 8 extra defense, which is an insane amount of defense for a potion, especially early game. That can make or break your fights alone. Getting a regen and a swiftness in there, never a bad thing. When you get to hardcore, um, do you kind of have an understanding on how the game works? Do you know, like, have you ever seen previous YouTube or anything on it?
Is it bad I want to go into another world and buy some actuators from a mechanic so I can make like a little frame around this pizza thing?
Nathan, you might want to come inside.
I'm chilling. These drippers are how we get the money trough. I got the money trough!
The irony.
Oh, it's sitting right there! No, that's mine. I called dibs on it. First fucking... No, you didn't. I don't have inventory space for it. Yes, I do. I have inventory space. Why wouldn't it pick up?
So, with you not having any... Okay, so this is kind of important. It completely depends on a couple of things.
No, what it cost for you? No!
So how long of a playthrough are you wanting to have? Do you want to put, 50 hours in? Do you want to put, like, do you want to put some time in? Do you not want to put some time in? What are you looking for? Because if you're looking for a quick playthrough, I honestly really don't recommend wasting your time with anything bigger than a small. But if you're looking to have, something that you can kind of experiment with and build with and all that kind of stuff, I would look into a medium. Or if you're planning on, doing some building and that kind of stuff, definitely check out a large. It never hurts. A lot of the time you'll see anybody who does content creating for Terraria, they'll do a smaller world because, it does go by a little bit quicker. It's a little bit, it's basically 1/3 the content. Yeah, I feel like mediums are pretty
I want my money trough. You should give me my money trough.
I thought you said I didn't pick it up.
No, you did. Oh no, I did. Okay. On my screen it went into your inventory, but I have it.
Here.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I'd say medium's a pretty solid world.
Oh yeah, same. forgot about that.
Like I said, man,
I didn't, I actually didn't get the shotgun.
with my knowledge of the game right now, you know, I can play through any difficulty, although I'd say if I definitely had to tell something to myself when I first started playing the game, just start on expert, because it's gonna be a little bit harder and the bosses have new moves and everything. But if you learn it on expert, you can play any of the modes without any problems, honestly.
I even one important thing out
You think what?
go on this game.
There.
Like,
So here's something that'll I honestly like. I mean, this one I can tell you, I prefer the corruption over the crimson. Although the corruption is harder and it's a little bit more annoying because it's kind of like a bunch of holes in the ground and you can die to fall damage. But the boss, if you kill the boss for the biome, you get something that negates like 17% of your damage or something like that, which is just absolutely insane for classes that have, you know, no defense or that kind of thing,
um,
or, you know, not as much health. So I really happen to think that the extra struggle makes corruption worth it, although crimson is definitely a lot easier. Uh,
and
it's not as painful.
do the connect the confusion.
I mean, you know, they both have
No,
their,
they're both
their,
pluses and minuses. It depends on your play style which one you go for.
but I would personally say, uh, do corruption, personally, just because if you do crimson, you're fighting the Brain of Cthulhu, which is a different boss.
It's
With you
not
being
super like
with you being new, if you do corruption, you'll fight something called the Eater of Worlds, and then later on in the game, you'll fight the exact same boss. It'll just be a mechanical version. Uh,
and
so you
way stronger.
it is way stronger, but you know, you'll still have that experience of like, okay, I know how this boss is gonna move around, that kind of stuff.
Well, I'd almost argue that the Destroyer has a slightly different moveset.
Well, maybe slightly, but for the most part, though, he'll be able to understand how the boss is gonna react and that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
because like Eater of Worlds kind of just like wants to hit you with some part of its body, to where Destroyer kind of just head first right into you.
Yeah. And some of the other biggest tips, just watch out for the jungle. The jungle sucks.
The
The
jungle's a bitch.
the corruption, the crimson, they both also suck, especially when you first get into something called hardmore. So in this game, there's a couple of things. There's basically like early hardcore, then there's late hardcore.
Hard mode.
Yeah,
Hardcore's
yeah,
the character difficulty.
yeah, he's right. I should be very careful with how I say this. So, that's something that they don't really tell you a whole lot about. You just have to build them a little house. So, uh, once this event's over and everything, right now we're currently in an event called the Blood Moon, which basically just spawns special enemies. But when we finish this, I'll kind of give you a rundown on that kind of stuff and everything that it requires and all that. But just know you can basically respawn him. You've just kind of got to build him a little house and put some stuff in it, and the game normally,
Well, yeah, no, how to build a house is actually covered in the tutorial.
yeah. And I
It's
mean,
one of the things they cover.
I'm not gonna make
Okay,
you watch the
I would
tutorial.
actually, now the tips I would say is actually go do the tutorial because it teaches you a lot of the basics on how to start and like teaches
It's
you like the different crafting shits that like for early game. It's actually really good and helpful to start off on that because you can keep playing the tutorial world and it'll keep giving you more tips as you run into shit.
yeah. I'm a little bit more simpler than that. I just honestly learned as I played the game.
I didn't have a choice. My cousin said, here's the controller. Well, have fun figuring shit out.
So with building a house, you just need a crafting table. You can put a normal table in there, but
Crafting table.
a crafting table, yeah, just make your life easy. You can use them to craft
Crafting table.
anything. Uh, put some
Mm,
lights in there, put some background, and like all this kind of stuff. So, for example, let me see. I don't even know if I have my wood on me. I'm out. So in the morning, I'll go ahead and I'll go get some more wood. But I'll show you, like, if you can make your houses kind of look, think about it as like a rectangular prison in a sense.
Tyler, you're a fucking genius.
You can really neglect
Tyler,
these NPCs. What?
they can't open trap doors.
Yeah, no. They just walk back and forth on top of it. So we can put, oh, we can do a lot of things with that. But definitely I'd say once you start out, big tip, cut down some trees, make yourself a crafting table, and then make yourself some wooden armor and the wooden sword. The beginning sword you spawn with is ass. Nobody loves it. Everybody hates it. The wooden sword is a hundred
What the
times better.
fuck?
Just make it
Oh yeah, I'm
super cheap.
wearing
It's
that.
easy, you know. So that's just some extra defense and damage to get you going right out the very
Don't
beginning.
question my character.
Yeah. Um, then
Oh,
I
the building's
like
over. Yay.
I happen to always really prefer to just run to the desert, mine up some cactus, and then after I mine up some cactus, I make myself cactus armor and a pickaxe. Or, you know, if I have spares, I can do a sword and axe as well to go with it.
I still recommend looking at the controls and changing them if you don't like the way they're set up, which I don't personally.
Yeah, that's another big thing. The controls in this game are very weird. Take your time with it. Change the controls, that kind of thing, because at the end of the day, you're gonna make the game way harder on yourself if you try to leave the default controls. I'm a little bit biased as well though, because I've been playing Terraria for the longest time. I played it on the Xbox 360, so the controls back then you
Hey,
really didn't
wait
have
a
much of an
minute. Now
option.
that I think about it, I have an Xbox 2. The spare console could still be used. I just thought about that. I have one too.
I finally got another suspicious looking eye.
That's crazy, man.
I know, right? We need to clean this whatever chest out.
Possibly.
So now that it's daytime, I'll kind of show you real quick, because I can actually get some wood with endangering my life and my money because I'm a greedy ass.
Hey, hey, hey. Hey. I'm glad it did that tiny bit of fucking fishing. We got a couple crates. So I have a couple anklets of the wind now, so it's
So another really important
super
thing,
thingamajig.
Ashton, as well, is always kind of watching for crystals. So you're gonna notice crystal hearts. Uh, they increase your life, so you can see up at the top of the screen. I've got 6 or 7 hearts. Uh,
Oh, you're using the hearts, I use the bars.
that
The
is,
bars look better in my opinion.
I'm disgusted right now.
They look clean.
Hey, we all got our preferences.
Hey, you want a fleeting feral claws?
No, just toss it in one of the chests, because I'm doing magic and
Mm,
range at the moment.
Well, I was meaning for the fleeting part. 2% movement speed. I'm sure with the jungle that would make a difference.
I also wouldn't, but unless I take my floaty tube off, I wouldn't have
Tasty
accessories
anklet
to
of the
that.
wind.
I have an anklet. You can have that one.
Tasty anklet of the wind. That's the other thing we need besides the Spectre boots and the anklet to make the fucking lightning boots.
I know.
That's
I
13% increased movement speed off that one thing alone.
Yeah, I have one anklet of the wind, the aglet, and the thing. We just
I
unfortunately.
have 3 anklets of the wind.
Yeah, we're just kind of waiting for good old God.
Problem tinker. Or
We
if
can always
you
go
don't care, I
farming.
can go buy a tinker bench.
Nah, cause I'd rather just get them all in here.
Well, obviously we're still gonna get it. I'm just meaning we have all the shit to make the boots now. And if you never increase base, we're never gonna get any more NPCs.
Hey, I'm just trying to get my jungle armor, bro. I'll increase base after I got that shit. So, I mean, Ashton, really, what all questions do you have, man? It's hard to talk about everything off the top of your head, I suppose.
There's a lot of shit in this game.
But yeah, there's honestly so much stuff. You know, it's
Hey, you know what? Hold up. I'm gonna do this. Let me go back to base. Let's see.
not that I want to, uh,
Hold
don't
up.
take
I'm
this the
going
wrong
into
way,
base.
but it's kind of
I'm
like
gonna make a list real quick of a couple things I can think of right off the top of my head of how much shit there is in this game. Let me
it's
open
kind
up.
of like a better Minecraft. Think about if
No.
Minecraft had,
Gotta
you know,
go.
4 times as much
So
to
let's
do.
see. With
The
the
amount of
Eye of
content in this game
Cthulhu.
is insane.
Eye of Cthulhu.
Oh, fuck.
Eye of Cthulhu. Eye of Cthulhu. You have the Brain of Cthulhu. Cthulhu. There's the Meter of
Ashton,
Worlds.
do you actually?
There's the Queen Bee. There's something else. A lot of something else. A Queen Bee. There's shit. What would be next in mine? I'm trying to remember now. Fuck, there's so many bosses. I can't remember what was on that. These are live. Oh yeah, Slime King. Slime King. Then Wall of Flesh.
Figuring out how to build a roof and stuff. So with building a
Then
roof, you just use those the wooden planks that you built, like the walls and the floor out of. Like you can literally, like that's what I was meaning by like earlier. You can make they're called prison houses or NPC prisons, whatever you want to call them, but it's normally got the word prison in it. And people found a way to manipulate the game basically and just build like 8 blocks up, 3 blocks over, and then 8 blocks down, and that's a house. It's a very like skinny tube kind of to think. And so you can honestly make your houses look literally however you want, as long as when you're if if you go into your inventory and you press triangle, and you go over here to housing, you'll see like this little house symbol with it right here, and it'll pop up the question mark cursor on your map. If you click on it, it'll tell you what it's missing. So like right down here in the yellow text, you can see it's missing a wall if that were to be a house.
so would you count the pillars as a boss?
Yeah, 'cause the pillars are fucking annoying.
I just mean like as individual bosses or as a single boss.
I mean, they're technically counted as individual bosses on
Okay,
all of
so
the
we'll do
wikis and
the
everything.
individual bosses then. I'm making a list of all the bosses in the game. I'm trying to do as much as I can off of memory.
So yeah, with building a roof, you can literally just build a straight line across if you wanted to, and I can always show you an example when I get back to my spawn, but
Or if you go to my YouTube channel, I actually have a recorded playthrough of this game from the very start.
or yeah, you know, that's always another option.
I just raged really hard because I got a really unlucky start.
No,
There was
bro,
a
I've been
desert like
raging this.
touching one. No, 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 no. I mean, there was a desert touching one side of spawn, and then there was a fucking corruption not
I
that far
always
away
hate when
from
that
the other side of
happens.
spawn.
The
Like, I
desert
was
can be very,
surrounded.
very annoying. That's another thing. The desert, we didn't mention that being one of the worst biomes, but let me tell you something. The desert can be one of the most annoying biomes, in my opinion. I hate the desert biome.
There's Betsy. There's those little mage guys. What are those guys called? I can't remember what they're called.
Oh, actually, Ashton, are you watching the stream right now? Wait until I see a comment. Yeah. Okay, so like right here, if you are looking at my screen, it might be kind of hard to tell, but there's this little gray thing sitting on the ground right in front of me. That's one of those pressure plates. If you mine it, and then like for example, if you hold it in your inventory, you can hold it like that, just hovering over it, or if you put it in like your actual hotbar, it'll show you if there's any traps. So like if I were to run around here and there was another trap like right here per se, it would show all of the wires and everything for me. That way I could see it. Oh, I just finally got a hook. It's definitely a neat trick for, there's a temple later in the game. It's called the Lahazard Temple. It's
Oh, yeah, dude, fish rod.
it's it's a really hard place, and it's literally the whole entire floor,
Really
ceiling,
hard place,
walls.
my ass.
Well, it's hard if you get caught in the traps and you don't know how to do it.
That's not the direction I was taking. The whole fucking temple is one giant trap.
Yeah. So, my best recommendation is to take one of those in when you do that. You'll know when you go into it because you can't
Or
go
you
into it
can,
until you're ready.
or by then they'll have the mechanics so you can make the fucking like little eye thing that'll let you see all the wires and shit.
Oh wait, I didn't even. See, dude, there's so much content in this game. There's literally an accessory for almost anything. It's insane.
How am I gonna be on the Terraria wiki and as I'm scrolling down I get an ad for you will release in 5 minutes?
And another thing is like, you know, I can definitely give you my best advice and everything, but you are definitely gonna want to watch YouTube. Um, and there are some really, really great content creators out there for this game. But they'll be able to kind of teach you all of that stuff that I can't teach, because like there's so much stuff in this game that I haven't even used everything. But there are definitely some people out there who do, you know, if you're one of those people who loves to sit down for a couple of days and spend a bunch of time building an automatic farm to farm the bosses, or whatever mobs or anything like that, there's so much potential in this game. honestly, if you had the will and the imagination to continue to play it,
So there's
you'd,
dark
you'd be playing this game for a long time.
ogre.
But when it comes to your classes and everything, if you want my best advice is to that, I'd highly recommend following the wikis. If you just look up like Terraria wiki, if you decide to do a ranger or a melee, if you just look up melee build or melee guide, something like that, they're gonna give you like a list of, okay, by this boss, this is what you're gonna want, that kind of shit. Makes it a whole lot easier when you don't really understand the game, because then it also has everything with a link, so you can just literally click on it, and then let's say if you don't know what one armor is, you can literally just click the armor, and then it'll take you right to that armor, and you just gotta go back.
But if you count like all the like the old ones bosses and shit, like all the random like bosses from events and shit, like the pumpkin moon and the Christmas with the snowman for 20 bosses.
Just how many?
There's over 20 bosses at least. I can't think of them all right now, but there's a lot of fucking bosses in this
I
game.
know there's a lot more than 20, that's for sure. I was
But
expecting more.
there's more than 20.
Well, I mean,
Main bosses that you actually need to defeat to beat the game, like to get to the credits. There's only like
honestly, I shouldn't. I'm assuming
there's
you've
17 of them.
most likely got a Snapchat or an Instagram, some
This
form of social media.
instantly says social media. Fuck all this shit.
What just nothing?
So this man just instantly says, fuck this social media.
Yeah, I'm really bad about answering my social medias.
We are. What do you think I just called you instead of texting you?
Yeah, I can't really say I blame you. If you want to go ahead and yeah, he unfortunately the NPCs in this game. See, while I talk so highly of this game, the NPCs have no brain cells. So even though you built him a house, he's gonna keep going outside and getting murdered. He does. He doesn't quite care. He has a god complex. So don't worry about your guide. He'll be okay. He's just
He needs to die anyways.
yeah, he's just having his little moment now. It's always better that they spaz out in the very beginning than when you're trying to fight a boss and
So you
he
can't say
jumps
all of the
and
bosses. I mean, all of the NPCs open no brain cells. There's some that are really fucking useful. Like the
the
first time
painter. I don't care what
he,
anybody says. The painter
oh,
straight up
he's fucking overpowered.
cleans. Yeah, he straight up just starts cleaning them out, and I'm like, damn, dude.
But
Just
I
fucking
literally, the
hours.
last run through I did, I wouldn't have. It's fucking hilarious that it's just funny. I mean, it's just what happened, but I wouldn't have defeated the Moon Lord if it wasn't for the Demolitionist, because he threw a bomb and did the final bit of damage right as I was about to die.
That's funny.
And fucking beat the boss. It was great.
Yeah, and the NPCs, they're not useless. I just think they're not the brightest cookies in the shed. So take your time with the NPCs. If they're not
You
doing
put your cookies
something,
in a shed?
I put my grandma in her shed. Then what? Have you seen that sound? Shit's been going around all over the place. It's fucking annoys the shit out of me.
Well, Never
Yo,
heard that analogy before.
what? No, it's not even an analogy. It's like an actual
No,
sound.
I meant the not the grandma, the cookie in the shed. I'm like, I've never heard that analogy in my life.
Yeah, I don't know where you got that from.
Hey, I will this fucking
I just found a gold chest and a jungle chest in the same exact temple. I'm very confused.
I'm torch, I get stuck in an auto run, auto.
So, if you want to go ahead and shoot me one of your social medias on PlayStation, that way it's not in my YouTube live chat. Um, I'll definitely add you, and
I like how I automatically get brought into this.
well, I mean, let's be real. You're gonna be playing with me either way.
I don't have to.
Well, you're more than welcome to not.
There's quite often I just don't even get on the game at all.
Huh, that's fair.
Like these last couple of days, I've been hibernating like a motherfucker.
Bro, I can't even blame
We
you.
also we
I,
also made the switch from dab to heat. That possibly has something to do with it.
my gosh, that almost. Well, I don't think that'll kill me, so. Uh, this is interesting.
Oh hell yeah!
So, and Nathan, you don't have to play through if you don't want to.
I have a
Honestly, don't
fucking
mind,
turtle mount, baby.
but I kind of volunteered you in.
This is a fast turtle. Holy shit! Fucking turtle's amazing.
Oh my god.
I have no idea where you
I
got this, but I have a turtle mount.
I have some shit for you. Probably leave those like that. So since your door won't shut, you want to press circle on it. It's super weird. Um, you know,
If an enemy forces it open, or you open it while an enemy is next to it, it keeps it open.
yeah, the door will open if you get close to it at all, essentially.
Yeah, it does auto open. You have to turn your smart cursor off to stop it.
But with that being said, it does auto close as well. If you're ever wanting to trap your NPCs in, just remember you can always like put a block in front of the door, because then they.
Crazy.
You know what's ironic? I mined half of them, mined the explosives, saw the boulders, and for some reason still opened the fucking chest even though I saw the boulders above me. I was not making it out of that alive anyway.
Like my turtle.
I do like your turtle.
I have no idea where I got it from, but I have a turtle.
Hat.
I honestly forgot this was a mount.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I forgot about a lot of the mounts, to be honest.
I remember like 3 main mounts, and I'm always like, those are my mounts.
Oh, it's right there. I was like, what the hell did I do with it?
Would you happen to want some how the fuck say this shit? It's been a lot of it.
I can't even understand what you're saying. I think your mic's a little too close to your
Do
mouth.
you want the PHO?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I actually wouldn't mind any of those.
There.
Oh, well, I am officially set for life. God damn it. Why is the living room outside? The fuck is this about? Okay, I was worried you couldn't hear me again. Yeah, of course, man. You know, like I said, if you want to shoot me your socials real quick, I'll I'll add you in. We'll definitely get around to playing with you. If not the both of us, definitely me. I'll show you how everything works, give you some of the best tips,
The best.
you know, and if you ever need help with fighting a boss or anything like that, I got you.
I can.
I think he's gone now. Chat shows 1, but that should be me. Well, that was fun. I didn't think that I'd actually get somebody that would join and communicate. Oh, he's here. My stream is,
You have to refresh it sometimes.
yeah, well, it's been doing this the whole time today. I'm also, I finally hit my 32 videos on YouTube like last week. So
I have no
now,
idea how many I have.